So in the comments section a couple days ago, I had a question from a gentleman I'm going to call AJ. And AJ basically asked, how would you go about adding a logo to a box or a model or something like that? He has a gift card box he's looking to make for a friend of his, and he wants to put the Harley Davidson logo onto it. I'm not going to show it with the Harley logo. I'm going to do it with my logo. So if you want to see how I made this simple box here using your Slicer software, stick around and enjoy today's video. So for a lot of the things that you would be printing, in AJ's case, he's looking for the Harley Davidson logo. You can probably find an SVG of that already, but it might not be in the right format that we're looking for. So I just wanted to jump in here real quick and say that while I'm doing this for my logo, so I'm downloading it from Canva, this is the same process if you were to download an image from Google. As long as it's a JPEG or a PNG, you can just import it into the PNG to SVG software and follow along with the video. All right, let's get right back into it. If I just take this particular image, you can see it's drawn up in Canva, pretty simple. But if I take it and go to download and go to SVG, all I want is that page. We'll just hit download. If I go into Orca and click plus, and I go to that downloaded file, you can see that it is not quite what we're looking for. It's got some open vectors there. It's just not really a quality image in terms of the image file we're looking for. But if I go back into Canva and I share, download the PNG, save that as new logo, then we can go online. And we're going to just go to Google and search PNG to SVG. And our first link here is going to be the one we're looking for. You can also just go to png to svg.com, and we'll scroll down until we see the drag and drop a file. And we can find our new logo.png. It will automatically upload it, and it finds 5 colors for whatever reason. We only want 4. And we can hit generate, and that is going to be our generated image. We can skip all of this and hit download SVG, and then we can open it in Orca or whichever slicer you're familiar with using. Bamboo Studio and Orca Slicer, the process for this will be exactly the same. If you're using another slicer, it'll be similar, but the buttons and features may be located in a different area. Let's jump into Orca. Find image to vector. So it's not always perfect. In this case, it did leave us with some blank areas there that it just couldn't quite get around. I'm gonna try and see what this is gonna look like though. That and a yellow, and then yellow down here. Right, so that is how we have it set up. Change this to white up top as well. We're gonna actually come in here. We can scale this down to like 2 millimeters. And I'm gonna slice using Arachne. That's going to give us the best chance at success with this guy. We're also going to end up printing this face down. So if we click here and go face down like that, that is how it's really going to end up getting printed. One thing I'm going to change is our bottom surface flow ratio to 1.01, just to give it a little bit more flow. Play around with that to see what works best for you. All right, so I just searched for box. This one's a pretty simple design. In fact, I think I've printed this one before. Let's just get the A1 Mini profile since we are already using the A1 Mini. Go back into Orca. We can import that box as a geometry only. We can scale down our image. I'll try 60% first. But we want it on the lid. So that guy is going to be the lid right there. And it's going to close up like that. So we want our logo facing the front there. So when it's flipped up top, it's facing towards us. So it's in the right orientation now. Now honestly, you can just kind of drag it over here. So if we play around like this, that kind of looks centered. Now if you just click slice, it's going to look really bad because it's going to try to fight the two. So before you slice it, you're going to want to come into the left-hand side and go under Objects. Then you can click this guy here. That's our image to vector that we took from PNG to SVG.com. And I'm just going to shift-click all the way down. Right-click it and hit Assemble. Now when you go to slice it, you have your full logo on this box. And if you zoom in, you can actually see it's going around and making that profile. So if you want to make it a little bit cleaner on the bottom surface, make sure you check only one wall on first layer. And when you do that, now it's only going to do obviously one wall on the first layer. So that'll give you a little bit of a cleaner result instead of having 2 or 3 walls, but it allows you to do 2, 3, 4 walls on your actual piece to give it some strength. Then we can take our model and move it around. I'm gonna shut off or turn down this for that matter. The other thing I'm going to do is go into flushing volumes, and if you see all of this information here, if you're going from black to white, it's going to flush 617 millimeters cubed for each filament pair. I have found anything around 180, 200 to be okay. If you're going from black to white in a small area where it doesn't have a lot of time to actually purge into infill, you might want to go higher, around 250, but these stock settings that are in here are kind of insane. So I'll even show you with this print because we've got some white on the bottom layer. I'm going to set this to 200. I'm going to set all of them to 200 in fact. And what you're going to see, right now we're flushing 6.21 grams, and it's going to take a total of 1 hour and 42 minutes. This print, it might not make a big difference because we're not actually flushing that much. We only have 14 filament changes. Let's just see. So we cut that in half, the amount that we were purging, which if you consider you were doing a large print like I was doing a couple of days ago with those beagles, that has something, oh boy, along the lines of 200 or 300 filament changes. So you can imagine if you're purging 60, 70, 80 grams of filament, if you can cut that in half, now you're only purging 20 or 30 grams, and I've actually seen it cut 2.5, 3 hours off of the total print time just from cutting down the flushing volumes. So if you feel like you're purging way too much, make sure you go into your slicer and check the flushing volumes and lower those down. Play around with them a little bit because it might not be the same for every filament either. And in fact, like this black to blue could probably be 150, but we're just going to set everything for 200 right now and see what that looks like. I'm going to get the filament for this loaded up inside of the A1 Mini. It is going to take 1 hour and 36 minutes total to print, and we will see what it looks like. I am printing this out on the Bambu Lab Cool Plate Super Tack, and if you're interested in my settings for that, I'm actually just using the smooth PEI plate, and I've lowered my temperature down to 50 Celsius. I could probably even go lower than that, but I found 50 to be a good working temperature for that. Let's go get these different colors loaded up into the AMS. For the teal, I'm going to use Elegoo's Sky Blue, and for the yellow, I'm just going to use yellow from Elegoo. First layer is complete with the blue and the yellow, purging to white now just to make the. So far so good. But with those settings you can see just how much poop we're actively making now instead of, well, I mean this is just what the A1 Mini makes when it purges the black in and of itself. You've actually got less than that right there. Alright, time for black. We'll check back in with this in a little bit. We've got 1 hour and 24 minutes total it looks like. Alright, just finished up on the printer. Let's get this thing off and see how it looks. So far, print quality is looking really nice, as usual, on the A1 Mini. Careful there, we don't want to break our box. The logo came out looking pretty good. We got a few areas on here where you can see, I guess, where it did the different layers. If we had used the textured plate, it probably would have hidden those a little bit better. But overall, I mean, the logo itself and quality of the box, let's see how it latches together. Such. And we got ourselves a cool little box. This took like 1 hour and 40 something minutes, 1 hour and 36 minutes to print over on the A1 Mini. And like I said, we used the Cool Plate Super Tack for this. Came out looking really good. If we wanted to clean up the bottom layer a little bit better there, again, we could use a textured plate or something that's just going to hide each of those individual strands of filament. Very, very pleased with this. Look what this little box happens to fit real perfect. That's pretty neat. Wasn't even planned. What the hell? I think I'm going to use it for these until I come up with my own design. Well, that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. AJ, I hope this video was somewhat helpful for you. and maybe it'll help you get that box done for your friend. If you have something you would like to see in a video, be sure to leave it down below in the comments, and maybe I'll pick it for my next one. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a Merry Christmas tomorrow, and if you don't, I hope it's a great Wednesday for you. I'll see you in a couple days. Until next time, folks, take care.